Hi, Superfur. A trolley? That's a shopping cart. Bullshit. Bullshit. Incorrect data. I'm okay, I think. Didn't sleep great and spent a lot of time at work today doing things that I had no business needing to do. But it's fine. We're fine. Wait, what did I see? What did I find? Oh, good. Water. I need that. What did you find? Wait, Soup, you haven't checked in. Okay. Wait, yeah, you did. Where is that? That's me. Yesterday's newspaper. Oh my god. Was there anything good in the newspaper? Hi, Pablo. Ooh, a bellflower. Nice. Catching up on the news. Hell yeah. Is there ever anything good? Ooh, nice. Atlantic cod. I do like cod. I do. Alright, we'll just come here because it'll be easier. And then also I can add this, even though it's fucking massive. I'm gonna throw it over here, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember where I put the fish. Well, it'll be fine. I don't eat fish, only shrimp and crab. I would die if I ate those, so that's fair. I'll eat your fish, you can eat my shrimp and crab. How about that? Yeah, it's been okay. I'm just kind of feeling off, I guess. You can't see it. Fine, I'll fix the size of this. Oh look, you got another trolley. Great. I'm just getting all the junk out, it's fine. No, so I'm kind of still reeling from the AI shit with party animals, which is why I made that little gif thing, or not gif, the picture, because I made a post about it. I've been sharing it everywhere. I think, unless I get pushback from the other directors, I'm making a post in our in Average Gamers, of which I'm one of the directors, stating that we will not support like anybody openly playing it still. So like sometimes if people play the games, they ask us to post on social media, and I run the social media pages, and I was like, I absolutely fucking not. We're not running that. We're not posting that you're playing that shit. And so I was like, okay, great. So figured that out. I've got a couple messages from them saying they were in favor of making a post because it was such a huge game that we played. And like I don't know how many times I laughed and cried and just had an absolute blast playing that game with almost every single person here. And now they've walked it back. Doesn't change the fact that I'm uninstalled and I'm never playing it again. I also hid it so I can't see it in my thing anymore. But like I'll just go here. So where was this? So all of this, I found all of this. Thanks, Sky. I appreciate the lurk. So it's the official Party Animals team is holding an AI video contest. Needless to say, I voiced my displeasure everywhere I could. I'm uninstalling and would refund if I could. Would recommend everyone else do the same. So she posted that in Average Gamers, but it wasn't on the main area. It's where we would post about like that game. And so I saw it because I see all the things because I'm a director. And so then I went and I read it. Sarasum's like, I requested a refund anyway. No, it's getting granted. But I hope they get hit with a deluge of request refunds. Maybe it'll help them rethink what they're doing. And I saw it yesterday while I was at work. And I was like, this is just really upsetting. And I don't know why the fuck this keeps happening. And so Sarasum posted yesterday around 3 o'clock. Was like, when I posted my review less than 12 hours ago, their recent reviews on Steam were rated very positive. They were listed as mixed, with about 600 people commenting. Their reviews have absolutely tanked. So I uninstalled, I grabbed everything I could off of it. I uninstalled. A bunch of other directors also did that. A bunch of other people who were playing it did it. We were talking about this, and I'm like, I just kept saying, like, I'm so fucking mad about this. Like, it's bad enough that I have to tell people daily, literally daily, to leave AI alone. Don't touch it. Don't interact with it. It's already everywhere. But then for a company to go full send in on it was so upsetting, especially when their whole presence is bringing attention to these animals and the species. Like, she had said, Sarasum had said, they literally cultivated a fan base of animal and earth lovers, and then you go and you do this. I'm like, absolutely fucking not. So I was losing it, and just in a really negative mood, really, since it happened. So where is it? What did I say it was at? So when she, less than 12 hours after she posted her review, it was at 607 recent reviews, and they were it was mixed. Now, at a full day after she shared that, so I don't know, a couple days after it came out, they're sitting at 1,342 recent reviews, and it's mostly negative, which led them, not shocking, to make a tweet. And of course I didn't see it because I don't have I don't have whatever the fuck it's called, Twitter, Jesus. And their comment is just so stupid. It says, hi everyone, we'd like to address the recent, hi Rossi, we'd like to address the recent discussion around the AI video contest, and first of all, we're sorry for upsetting players with this event. We're also sorry that we didn't communicate with everyone clearly enough before the event started. I'm like, first off, it didn't matter if you would have communicated it, because we'd still be having the same conversation. So, our original goal was to lower the barrier to creation. In past contests, we saw players with great ideas and scripts who couldn't fully bring them to life because they weren't familiar with tools like editing, modeling, or animation software. We hoped the AI could be a more accessible tool that lets more people take part. That said, we understand the concerns around AI content. We're not trying to dismiss handmade work or disrespect creators. To us, AI is just another tool. What we truly care about is the idea, the expression, and the final work. We'd like to leave the next step up to the community. Please vote on what we should do. 1. Cancel the AI video contest. 2. Change it to a non-AI creation contest. Or 3. Keep the AI category and add a separate handmade category. And I read that this afternoon, and I was just like, We're not trying to dismiss handmade work or disrespect creators. On Twitch, by and large, the people who are playing and streaming party animals are VTubers. They're PNG tubers. They're artists. And you're saying that you're not trying to dismiss this, but that's what you're doing. That's what's happening. What we truly care about is the idea, the expression, and the final work. Right, but then it's not you can't use AI for that then, because that's none of that. It's not their idea. It's not their expression. It's not their work. Because AI in general, let alone generative AI, is literally ripping people to shreds. Like, I have seen so many people that I follow over the years, since AI has become more prevalent, sharing about how their shit keeps being stolen and then used for AI. And, like, they're like, I didn't consent to that. Guess what? It doesn't fucking care. That's what Meta does. That's what Instagram, that's what TikTok in the United States, that's what Facebook does. I went through again today and made sure that I don't have anything that I have control over, any AI shit on my cell phone, because it's everywhere. So then when they're like, we'd like to leave this next step to the community, cancel the AI video contest. Great, do that. I don't even give a shit if you change it to a non-AI creation contest. I don't give a fuck. Wanna know why? Because I'm not ever coming back. I'm literally not ever coming back. There is nothing pulling me back to this. There's just quite literally nothing they can be doing that would make me install this video game again. And that's what how many did I say? 1,300 people. Just on Steam. Are saying. Like, we'll go read it. Rest in peace. Love this game, but they're leaning into the AI. I'm no longer supporting the company. The game supports AI. Beyond disappointed. Never touching this video game ever again. I hope the decision was worth killing any sort of success the game has had. Me and my friends used to play this a lot. Sadly, they decided to go AI. Not touching if they keep their contest going, as this is absolutely disgusting towards a community that contains millions of creative artists and people. Shame on the team for adding AI slap to a game that was great. Like, and that's just what these people are talking about. So it's, where did mine go? I had one, it wasn't nearly as nice. Hi, Seb. How do I read my review? View your review. I loved this game since day one because I've literally, and I don't know how many people necessarily knew this, but I'd known about party animals and had been waiting 2 years before it came out to Steam. I'd been waiting 2 years for that video game to come out, along with a shit ton of other people, right? I'm not the only one. Like, unfortunately, the company behind this game encourages the use of generative AI to create AI crap with a recent contest. Rest in peace, a fun game with friends. So grossly disappointed in the direction of this. And I have done nothing but try to but to be like, get this off your fucking playlist. Get it off your games. Uninstall it. Honest to God, if I see people playing it and they're people that I know, I'm going to message them, but I'm going to probably not. Like, I don't see how in good conscience I could keep following them and supporting them through that. And I mean, and I see it all over the place. I see it all over the place.
Bruh.
And the whole thing for me is, it's just like, this is a crock of shit. Like, this is just a crock of shit, and it's happening all over the place. Because, and I'm not using specifics, but it happened in another Discord from somebody who's also in here. Where somebody, they wanted to create something for a family member, I think for a birthday. And they used like ChatGPT or something similar. And they shared it in the Discord. And I was just like, I don't even know how to respond to this, because people know where I stand on shit, right? Like, I have never made it more clear in my life that I don't support AI. Or that I do support AI, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't support AI. Everybody has known that from the get-go. And it's why I'm asking to post about it in Average Gamers, because I feel like us as the directors have a duty to share and be like, listen, you can play it. We're not supporting you playing that. You have every right to play the video game. If you want to play the video game, great, but we are not putting any support behind you playing that video game. We're not sharing it. I'm going to unfollow you. I'm not recommending people go to you. That's me personally, not as the directors, because I can't say all of that, but because that would be irresponsible. But that's me. And I'm just like, absolutely fucking not. Sorry, I had to not look at the screen, Rossi. So, hold on. I hate that people are using AI as an accessibility argument as well. So the dev saying we didn't want to stifle creativity. Yeah, you don't want to stifle it, but when AI steals someone's works and he's using it, you're stifling actual creators. Literally that. Literally that. And, like, I even had a conversation, because I was so upset about it last night. I logged off. I was supposed to be in a call with Soup to help with some stuff and chat, and I was like, I can't. Like, I'm too pissed off at feeling like I'm constantly beating my head against a wall, because it doesn't feel like anybody's fucking listening when I talk about how bad AI can be. And I understand, and I'm not saying that there aren't places for it. I do believe that it can help with science, with different things like that, but you need to have it on the strictest of leashes and absolutely nothing for art. You tell me, like, my dad, bless him, he's old, constantly shares things with me on Instagram. Every single one of them is AI. Every single one. I'm like, I need you to stop or I'm gonna block you. Like, I don't want this even in my inbox. First off, that Instagram can read now, because fuck Instagram. But I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want to watch it. I'm not supporting it. Nothing about this is good. That's just all generative AI. That's not talking about the fucking data centers that they're trying to build. That's not talking about you doing a paragraph in ChatGPT, meaning it's taken out a shit ton of water. Like, I feel like I'm fucking talking to bricks every goddamn day. Every day. And I don't understand why people aren't even having a conversation. They're like, well, it's not affecting me, and I need the help, so I'm going to do that. I'm like, it's a million times worse using ChatGPT than to just do a Google search. It's spending so much more energy, which is producing heat, which is producing carbon monoxide into the world. Companies that keep saying we're trying to go, better energy, zero emissions, whatever, but AI is shooting it drastically in the other direction. because people can't fucking let it go. And like, and I've had conversations with loved ones where I'm like, I don't know how to tell you any clearer that you should not be touching this. I don't know how to make it any clearer. And it's so incredibly frustrating to sit there and tell people that and then have them turn around and they're still using it. Oh, it's just once. I don't give a fuck. Once is one time too many. One time is one too many. It's like when I would work, this was years ago, when I worked in our parking, our traffic unit, people would be like, well, I don't know why I got a ticket. I was just like waiting for my kid, like outside of a school, and it's a no stopping, standing, or parking. I'm like, right. You got the ticket for being stopped there. Yeah, but I wasn't parked. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. You were there, which is illegal, so you're gonna get the ticket. But it was just a minute. That was 1 minute too long. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same fucking thing. I digress, because I really need to get that off my chest, because it's been bugging me literally all day. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, it's been on my mind all day. And it's why I posted in my Discord last night. I was like, and I'll just read it in case nobody, in case people aren't in the Discord, it's fine. As someone who works really hard to promote and use actual artists in all things, the most recent update on party animals is really fucking upsetting. They recently posted about an AI contest they're hosting with the use of generative AI. Fuck this company. I grabbed my screenshots, I uninstalled and left a negative review on Steam. I do recommend, if anybody, even if it's just one thing, like, yes, Kelly, that's fine. Literally, if you have ever played this video game, one, uninstall. If you care for literally anybody, any artists, uninstall. Leave a review. I don't give a shit if the review just says, using Gen AI, boo. I don't care. That helps and will deter people from buying this video game. So, continuing, like, use of that shit is not allowed here. Most of you know I'm not shy about my frustration about this subject. This is so upsetting, given how many hours I and others in the community have put towards this game, and creators and creations. I don't know how many, when I was heavily on TikTok before it switched here in the States, I had like 1.3 thousand followers. I was posting frequently, getting lots of contact, lots of positive feedback and comments about the games, and it was all this, and I'm like, now it just feels like a fucking slap in the face. That's what this feels like. And then them trying to walk it back, I'm like, yeah, no. I don't know anybody who's reinstalling this, because we know where you stand. We know where you stand. That's not changing. It's not changing my mind. It's just not. So I created the little picture here. Say no to Gen AI. I made posts on the socials, my personal socials. It's just really fucking frustrating. So, with that, oh fuck, hold on, I forgot. I need Twitch open to manage my ads. Without further ado, we are gonna play Feline Forensics. Hello? Is there a reason this isn't working? I just need you to open my dashboard, please. Jesus Christ. What's this? Go away. Stream manager. Jesus Christ. Alright. Alright. Where am I? What am I doing? That's what we're playing today. I am very excited. I would have played this a lot sooner, except the game just came out, literally yesterday, and I couldn't play it before yesterday. There's an embargo date. So, the Steam profile says, there's only one detective to unravel this museum heist, museum heist, and they're the cats meow. Interrogate a colorful cast of suspects till they cough up hairballs and the truth. Will you wrap up the case in time for an afternoon nap and make injustice need its last biscuit? I'm very happy with it already. The developer I've not heard of before. But one of the publishers is a company that I love and am obsessed with, called DevCats. And they're the ones, if you've heard of A Building Full of Cats, A Tower Full of Cats, Castle Full of Cats, it's that studio. So I'm very, very happy to have been given the opportunity to play this because I am very excited. Also, I need...
Now, Bonnie! The bugs!
I needed that. Okay. Alright. Also, oh, my controller died. It didn't die, it turned off. I think that's a little too loud. Okay. Please let me know if shit's too loud, too quiet. Oh god, it's vibrating. Oh. Oh my god, is that me? Oh my god, look how cute I am. Another long day. Street lamps are already on, and I haven't been in my office yet. I should check my computer. I'm sure I have at least a few emails waiting by now. Although, if it's the commissioner volunteering me more debriefs, I'll have to put my paw down. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. Oh my god, what does this remind me of? What is that? What does this remind me of? Fuck. Oh my god, what is that game? This is gonna bother the shit out of me. Oh, don't starve. With that movement. Oh, cute. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, ooh. I know, it's so cute. Alright, let's see if this old litter box still works. I just need to log in and... Huh? It won't take my password. That's rude. Something here has my whiskers twitching. This might turn into a regular investigation. I'll start tracking all my leads on this bulletin board in case I need to reference them again. What is happening? Okay, I don't know why it's still circling that, but the unknown password. For some reason my computer isn't working. Did I just forget where it was? Box. If I changed it, I certainly would have written down and put it on my desk. Okay, but I can't. Wait, what's that say? Feline Forensics, established 1994 private detective agency. Alright. What should I look at? Oh, desk. Yeah. It's possible I just wrote the password down and threw it in my desk drawers. Not in the top drawer. Surely it'll be in the bottom drawer. Haha! This must be it. Wait, no. This is just a standard apartment business card. Following procedure requires I enter it into evidence, but unfortunately, this might be more serious than it seems. Okay. Could call the department secretary for help. They hadn't gone home for the day. Let's see. What should I take a look at? The computer. Nothing's changed. My computer is still locked. Probably shouldn't try the password again until I'm sure I know what it is. Let's see. What should I take a look at? Well, we already looked at that stuff, so... Oh my god, the little, like... What is that? I don't know what that is. It's fine. Ooh, business cards. Business card printed on quality paper, although age is weathered, the once white sheen to yellow. On the card, depicted in black ink, is the department logo and general information such as the office address and phone number. Oh, this is cute. Emergencies only. Great. Oh, of course. I knew there was something else here. Why didn't I think to flip her over that business card sooner? The extension written here belongs to the department manager. Luckily, I would classify this as an emergency. I should give them a call immediately and let them know what's going on. Phone. Now that I have department manager's extension, I can give them a call about my computer. Good evening, detective. Oh. Well, okay. I hope this is important because I'm in the middle of dinner with my family. Apologies, but we might have a security issue. My computer's password has inexplicably changed. The inexplicable is, in fact, quite explicable. If I do recall, this is the second time this week you've interrupted my wife's delicious home-cooked meal. Sorry? From what I could gather, you were on another milk-fueled bender. Oh boy. Through slurred speech, you told me you changed your own password. This is the part where I'm so embarrassed you tell me the password, correct? I would consider, but you also informed me that you hid it somewhere. Somewhere that only a detective of your caliber would be able to find. Jesus. Got it. So get on with it and ensure that it is not a single report on this matter is out of place tomorrow. Let me reiterate while you're in your right mind. Do not call me again unless it is a real emergency. I think if I just forgot my password, this wouldn't be as humiliating. Either way, not my proudest moment, but I can make up for that, even if I'm technically this crime's primary suspect. Retracing my steps, following the proper timeline, and correcting any inconsistency in the case notes will be paramount. So, ooh, what's this? Can't unlock it. Yep, Alright, so this is the timeline. Hi, love you too. Thank you for the lurk. Squishy moss. That sounds fun. Alright. Detective left his office late last night. Attempted to log in, found the password was changed. What is this asking me to do? Oh, it updated. Should double check my notes, make sure everything is up to date with this new info. Yes. Okay. I see. That makes sense. The department manager did confirm that nothing was hacked. Embarrassingly, just a bit too much indulgence on my part. That being said, I've only got a rough outline from here, and they won't settle for anything less than perfection. It's time to thoroughly investigate the rest of my office and use my journal to fill in every blank necessary. Let's put those sleuthing skills to the test. You can rotate to look at the camera. Yep. Or if you need to get around quicker. Oh my god, I have zoomies. Oh. Okay. Oh, why? Example. Correct sections look like this. No need to do anything else. Closed sections look like this. Oh, it's like Wordle. Puzzle solving assistance can be enabled in the options. Doesn't affect any achievements. Unbeknownst to the blank. His unbeknownst to the detective, changed the password to his computer and hid it inside a desk. Damn it. Okay, I think it's that first one. Unbeknownst to... Oh, shit. Hi, Weezer. Unbeknownst to... Like, what? It's... You're sure it's not detective? Are we sure? Unbeknownst to blank, the detective changed the password to his computer. I want to say forgot, but... Okay, furthermore, he forgot the password to the computer. Oh, he hid the password. Little man's graduating pre-K. Oh my god, that's so exciting. Ah. Congratulations. Congrats. Oh, that's so exciting. Good job. Good job, little man. That's amazing. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. He hid the password to the computer inside a desk that the detective recently forgot. no. More than 2 are incorrect. Damn it. Furthermore, he hit the password to the computer inside a desk that the detective recently forgot. Honest to God, I have almost or over 10 hours of gameplay into All Hail the Orb. I 100%ed the game last night. I'm not done with stuff in it. I mean, technically I am, if you're counting achievements. But I have personal things I want to do, which will take me probably another 4 or 5 hours of gameplay. But I loved that game. It was so fun. Okay. Unbeknownst to the... It has to change the password to his password to his computer. And whatever. Oh my god, Corgi, you found Garfield. Oh my god. I have never seen somebody find Garfield before. Oh my god, I love that. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Unbeknownst to the... You know what, we're just gonna do that. Nope, damn it. Manager. Secretary. Nope. Okay. Detective. The detective changed the password to his computer and forgot it inside a desk. God damn it. Well, he did forget it, but I only have a desk as the location. Okay, can I leave? No. What's this? Oh my god. You fucking kidding me? One might ask themselves, why would any self-respecting feline investigator keep one of these demeaning furniture pieces in their office? It was a gift from some old coworkers who thought they were being exceptionally humorous. Also, it keeps my claws properly managed, and sometimes it helps me think. Valid. I have a few of these cabinets to keep track of all my previous cases. Of course, it's not unlocked. Those records are pretty confidential. Wait, I don't lock these. Not since I keep misplacing the key. I'm certain this is significant. Oh, it's awesome. Thank you. Needed that. I went on in the first 30-ish minutes of stream. I ripped a new one into whatever the fuck the company who made Party Animals is called. Might have put my password in here, or at the very least another clue. Let's see what we can find. Okay, but there's... Okay. Drink up, homie! Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I was like, I have to. Like, it's literally been pissing me off since yesterday. I was like, I have to get it out. There's just something over here to investigate. The shelf is absolutely packed with different tomes, journals, studies, and the occasional novelization. If I had some sort of clue in one of these books, it would take me far longer to find it than it's worth. When Pat put it past myself, but I don't have anything to go on yet. Okay. Usually just for keeping contracts, reference documents, and various policy paperwork. Can't imagine I would have slid a note with the password on it into this mess of a drawer. Even under a strong influence of dairy, I wouldn't have done something so reckless. Okay. I'm clipping that because that is something I would say to Kate. Trash can. When you need to dig up the truth, you've got to act like an alley cat. Empty milk carton. Comically clean fish bones. Used yarn ball. Ugh. None of this looks very helpful. Wait a minute. There's a crumpled receipt. It looks like I redacted most of it. Nothing about the actual purchase remains, and only the store's address is left visible. Where could this lead me? Is there something over here to investigate? No, there's nothing else. J-Bibble, hi. Okay, there's nothing here, right? Like we've... Yep, okay, so nothing... Nothing new has changed. It's my old map of historic Philadelphia. A shovel! Who? One of you found a shovel the other day. Was that Soup? They're each holding a thin shred of paper to various addresses. The city. I got a shovel. Said like I got a rock. No one seems more important than the other. That crumpled receipt did have an address on it, though. What was it again? I don't know. Shit. I forgot I can look at it. Oh, I hid the key? Oh. Daisies. Cute. Yeah. Alright. So, we've got 13 North 2nd Street. Hello? What do I do again? Oh, nothing there. I thought that said diabetes. You know, I could see it. It does have a lot of the letters in it. Oh, I don't... The key? Okay, wait. Okay, nope. Office. Yep. After returning, changes information. Lactose stupor. Laid his plot, proud of his mastermind scheme. Detective called the department manager before finally retiring for the evening. Okay. What's the button? Left? Yeah, 13 North 2nd. It's over here. That's what I needed. I know technically you can't see it, but I want it. I want this. 13 North 2nd Street. I don't recall what's around here, but the slip of paper does have a phone number written on it. Looks like it's time to make another call. Okie dokie. The phone. Let's get the phone number I found on the map a call. Hopefully they're still open and they can make sense of this receipt. Oh my god, it's a bookstore, yo. Actually, I need to... This is kind of bugging me. That... No! Unlock. Thank you. There. Now, at the very least, you can see the stuff. Good evening, Bookgator on 2nd. What can I do for you? Of course, the local bookstore. Of course. Do you need help with something? Hello. Yes, sorry, I do actually. This might be an odd question, but I have a receipt and I'm not sure what it was that I purchased. Ha! I've been expecting your call, detective. Of course you were. Care to explain why? You stumbled in, disgruntled, after an argument with this devious plan. I didn't ask questions, but you warned me this call was likely. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh dear. Now about that book. Please tell me it's not something terribly inappropriate. Not quite, no. The book's title is On the Historical Development of Cat Burglary. Cool. Sure, you don't need anything else, Detective? Nope, it's okay. Click. Clickety click click. So that wasn't embarrassed enough as it is. Ugh. Yikes. Alright. Okay. What I want to do is take that picture. Being attacked. Put that up there. Okay. Cool. Wait. Oh shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like that it tells me when I'm done with stuff. Okay. Disposed receipt. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Handwritten on the scrap is a phone number. All right. All right. Furthermore, he hid the password to the computer inside an office. That the detective recently forgot. That doesn't feel right. Forgot it. Purchased? What? And forgot it inside and okay. Listen. Alright. Okay. Shit, I can't. Let's see what we can find. Okay, I just want to double check. Need to find a key. Okay. Right. Maybe? I don't know. Dignity, domestication, vermin, Hugo, Call of the Wild. These are the classics. Here's what I'm looking for. Question now is, why would I have purchased this book specifically? Is there something over here to investigate? Okay. I'm just double checking. Okay. So. This is just getting out of my fucking office. Jesus. Okay. It's a dissertation I apparently purchased from the local bookstore and then stashed within it the various other tomes on my office bookshelf. Seems fairly heavy. Deriving any clues from it may be a challenge. Was that why I chose it in this strange pursuit to out-detective myself? A study on the impact of decline and, early cultural normality and the societal repercussions thereof and henceforth. Jesus. Oh. Open? Wasn't letting me open it. Why is there a cat drawn on it? Oh, don't open. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, God. My cabinet key inside. Jesus. Okay. Are these the filing cabinets? Okay, it's over here. These. Got the key now, so let's get this locked cabinet open, see what we can find. There's a note right on top. Great change of pace, or maybe I was just getting lazy. Doesn't seem to be any cipher or code either. It just looks like a normal password. I should try it and then make sure all my notes are in order. I wouldn't want to attract any more ire from the department manager than I already have. Okay. I don't want to look at that right now. Ow. Okay. Oh. Right? Yeah, okay. So, I left the office, found myself at a milk bar downtown, imbibing on the finest dairy a cat PI can buy. Detective got into an intellectual argument with another patron and vowed to prove he was, confusingly, a detective so spectacular he could out-sleuth himself. Having developed a devious plan to overcome his own expertise, the detective went to a local bookstore and purchased a hollow book. After returning to the office, the detective changed his computer's login info before it was lost to the memory of a lactose stupor. Prior to placing the book on his office shelf, the detective stashed the cabinet key within the book's secret compartment. Having successfully laid his plot and proud of his mastermind scheme, the detective called the department manager before finally retiring for the evening. There's nothing I can do with that stuff. Oh my god, what is that? Is that seriously the password? That's stupid. Okay. That computer. Is it possible this has been a red herring all along? It works! I have exactly 0 emails. Fantastic. That's what I needed. Alright. Let's see, what should I take a look at? Nothing, because I need... I don't quite understand this. Change the password to his computer. Oh, wait, no. Changed. Book. Locked. And locked it inside a desk. Office. Okay. We'll leave that for right now. We do have an ad starting in a minute. It'll probably take me several to figure this out, so you're not missing literally anything. Furthermore, Okay, you know what? Furthermore, he blank the blank to the blank. Oh, key. He hid the key he hid the key to the password inside a book that the detective recently purchased. Damn it. I'm so close. Damn it. Alright, furthermore, he forgot the key. No. He unbeknownst to manager. The detective changed the password to his computer and locked it inside. Locked it inside a. Wasn't desk though. Changed the password to his computer and forgot it. Damn it. Okay. Locked is obviously the right word. Changed password to his computer and locked it inside a desk. And that's not really true. Is that? I took a picture of the story. Okay. Wait, no. Well, and that's not right either, because the unbeknownst, he called the manager. Okay. How do I... Oops. How do I get a hint? That's not helpful. Hi, Steph. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Unbeknownst to the commissioner, sure. The detective changed the password to his computer and locked it inside a desk. I mean, that's not true, though. Oops. There. Furthermore, he forgot the key to the password inside a book the detective recently purchased. How does that not make sense? What? I don't really care. Fucking knew it. Okay. Unbeknownst to the detective, I mean, this is a person. Yeah. The detective changed the password. Maybe this is desk. Damn it. Is it not locked? Hid it inside a office? Oh shit, I don't have... Wait. I don't have... Okay. That... No. I don't know, man. What's this? What the fuck? Okay. Hid it inside a plant. Was incorrect. Son of a bitch. Oh. Locked it inside a desk. I thought I said that. I must be missing something. Let me out. Let me out. Oh. Jesus. That's why it was red. Yeah, well, fuck you. lost. Cabinet. There we go. Oh my god. You forgot the key to the cabinet. Inside a book. He forgot. He hid. Oh my god, guys, we did it. It only took me like 30 minutes. I did it. I knew I was onto something. Oh my god, that was a tutorial? Jesus. Oh, the phone's ringing. Let's see, what should I take a look at? The phone, it's ringing. Hello, Feline Forensics Private Detective. I'm glad to hear you're burning the midnight oil. Commissioner? To what do I owe the pleasure? Business, not pleasure. There's been an incident. Private property. They asked for you. Sending a cruiser. The officer will fill you in on the way. Case seems pretty involved, but it's still within my jurisdiction. You will go by the book. I'm sure you're aware that if you don't, your license will be on the line. What a ray of sunshine the commissioner is these days. Oh, the door opened. That's not like a fucking horror movie. Ta-da! Oh my god, shut up. Look at, he's a goose. That's adorable. Evening, officer. What are we looking at this time? Oh, detective, no need to be so formal. Although we are headed to a pretty fancy museum, so maybe I spoke too soon. Honk! The one on the east side of town? What happened? Sounds like an attempted heist gone sideways. Nobody was able to flee the scene, but an important exhibit has gone missing. Not sure if it was one of those thieves, another visitor, or a staff member. They said somebody might have been shot in the process. Ugh. Oh dear, let's hope things have been kept under control since. They made it seem like the scenario was contained, but you'll have to make that call yourself. I don't know much more than that, but we'll be there soon. Dun dun dun. Here we are. Told you it wouldn't take long. Always a pleasure. Wish me luck. I have a feeling this is going to be a long night. I know you like to work alone, but if you need some help from another department, give us a call on the payphone over there. Alright. Oh my god, this is such a cute game. Look at that trees. Alright, what can I do with this? I just wanted to see what it did. Exhibit placard. Okay. I need to check because, like Soup said, I feel like that is taking a very long time. Okay, so okay. Oh. Well, I think I figured out, Soup, why we We're having issues with the announcements. Oh, Christ. Alright, sorry, I'm just checking. Looking for some meds. And I don't know where it is. Oh, God. Okay. I don't know how to fix that, though. Just have it be 0. Sure. I don't. Okay. We'll start it at 10. No, 10. How many? How long is how many seconds in 10 minutes? 600. We'll see if that works. That's going to be for next time. Jesus. Okay. Alright. Well, that makes sense. Okay. I'm going to write that down in Discord just so I don't lose it. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Kelly, thank you for your post. Instead of poppin' party concessions, it's poopin' party concessions. Intervals is for 70 minutes. Maybe that's when the announcements start. Okay, I have that. Alright. Honk, the Herald Angel by an unknown artist. Wonderful timeless depiction of Mother Goose's agent of peace. I said the biblically accurate sculptures are more compelling. Just checking places. Hi, Shining. It's a sign for the museum with its namesake Kreinberg and the official logo illuminated by a few small spotlights. No one would have suspected a heist turned murder. Well, I guess it could be a murder turned heist. These are the kinds of questions I'll need to answer with my expert feline sleuthing. Hello. I can't go into the street? Rude. Big dog. I'm a cat. No, I'm a cat. See? I'm a cat. Okay. This is bugging the shit out of me. Why? For the love of God. Okay. We're gonna move fishing there. It's a dog. It's not. There. It should be good. Okay. Just doesn't look the way I wanted it to, but that's fine. Thank goodness you finally arrived. I'm the curator of this museum and the one that called the police. Thank you for coming on such short notice. For crime, there's no such thing as short notice, and a detective must always be prepared to put a stop to it. Yes, well, please work with the utmost efficiency. Catastrophe of this scale could be a disaster. If word got out that our most precious gemstone was stolen, who knows what would happen. Not only would the museum's reputation be forever marred, we could be the target of even more horrid criminals. You're understandably concerned, but I assure you I'll sort this out. This is far from my first case. Although, if my debrief was accurate, there's also an unfortunate murder in the process. Is that right? Ah, yes, that punk. I just hate to even think about it. I suppose you should take care of that as well. But in my opinion, the sooner we get the innocent people home, the better. A rushed investigation leads to sloppy work, so I can't promise this will be quick or easy. Regardless, I trust you will do your best, and if you could keep me posted on your progress, it would be greatly appreciated. I have several things to discuss if we could. Before. Yes. What were you doing? During operating hours, I don't do much except greet visitors, and today was no exception. On days we're particularly busy, I may mingle and let the guard stand station. But that wasn't the case today. Up until the argument began upstairs, nothing seemed out of place, and the guard and I were here having an idle chat. This is a lot more reading than I thought it was. I'm gonna only speak when the detective does. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay that way. Could I ask a few more questions? Okay, during... The gunshot. The guide? Who's the guide? It's true, she was frozen solid. Huh. Call the police. I have to make sure that they're all being checked out. Sorry, guys. Just not feeling good. I'm trying to see if I have meds or anything. Oh, there. We're in the foyer, which is the only exterior doorway. The East Wing. Sculpture Gallery. West is where the natural history and geological and pre-civilization origins. Oh my god, look at all the words. Central connecting exhibit is the courtyard just to the north. Jesus. I actually don't have any more questions. It's gonna be talking to her. god, look at my little toe taps. Hi. I do kind of wish that there was like noise. Mainly I'm trying to figure out, I'm supposed to be going somewhere with Kate tonight, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'd like to go, but I'm also like, Alright, today's events. Bibble, how's your day going? Open book and full of pictures. Vase with 15 Sunflowers by Vincent van Gogh. This is a girl calf with the pearl earring. Okay. Jesus. Well, I got everything on all of these people. All the people I gotta find. I feel like that just had. Why are these coming so fast now? Oh, it was a monkey. Jesus. Oh my god. Earlier tonight, the blank in the blank with a blank who surprisingly had a blank. It's so ridiculous. Okay. I'm gonna be right back, guys. All right. I'm not feeling good. So I'm gonna save. Yeah, I'm not feeling good. So we're gonna go say hi to M. Thank God. Somebody's on, like, that I really want to raid. So if you have the raid messages, oh, that's not how you spell raid. If you have the option, you can pick one of those. We're gonna go to M. Here's the link in case it doesn't take you. Thank you guys for coming out and listening to me rant, but also like hanging out when I have these games that I want to check out. I do want to try this more, but yeah, I'm really not feeling good, so I'm gonna go lay down. And let's go say hi to M. And I gotta figure out why my announcement things are going wonky too, but that's a later thing. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Shining. Actually, that's probably needed. That's probably needed. I'm gonna go lay down. Pop in, say hi, go lay down. All right, let's go say hi to M. She's playing that retro rewind video store sim. So let's go hang out over there. All right, I love you guys. Incite violence, simply down. All incite violence. Yeah. All the violence. All of it.